Dog Entertainment guys back with another All of Us Are Dead review, episode 4, season 1 guys, and basically we kick off this episode, we get a bit more of basically numero uno infected. We see his dad, he's obviously been arrested, and he's been brought
Who's
in.
dad?
You know who I'm on about, the first guy infected, the wee bully, the guy that got bullied, the victim. It's always the victim. And this is where we see,
Just another victim.
See, I like this, maybe episode 4 is a bit early for the origin of the fires, but I guess from episode 1 we kind of saw where it was going. But yeah, he basically explains he was angered at the school's indifference towards the bullies who frequently abused his son. But we've seen here, he was in these meetings and he knew his son wouldn't say anything, and then when his son came home, he was like, "Why don't you just stand up to these fuckers?" But he never did. So he's like, fuck it, I'm going to start injecting this bastard. And that's exactly what he started doing. And then what happened? His son bit his maw, but we never knew that. We just assumed that his son ran away and bit some randomers essentially. And then, but I guess it was also the hamster, or the wee, whatever you call the gerbil. The gerbil that was in the school also bit the wee girl, which that caused basically the school outbreak. But yeah, I like the fact that it is kind of like this, like the fact it's like a different reason. Normally, I think we talked about in the last episode, it's normally just about like money and power and, companies wanting to make money. But here it's actually a good reason, but I feel like it's a wee bit superhero, like, oh, I wanted to inject him essentially with steroids so he could fight the bad bullies. Well, why couldn't he just fucking stand up to them and just not go near them, or do something? I mean, would it not be better?
Stand up to them by not going near them?
You know what I mean? Do one or the other. You can't not do the middle, which is go near them and be a shite bag.
Why did the dad just go and batter them?
And also, would you really inject your son?
It could be anything you're doing to him. Like
Exactly. Like, he could just fucking... He could just date himself. He can confront the bullies,
Plus,
he literally put his entire... Well, I say put his entire... He basically killed...
world.
He basically... Yeah, he puts the whole world and he kills his fucking family. Because of bullies.
It didn't make much sense to me. Think of the ramifications that can potentially happen when you break it all down. His son.
It's mad.
Giving him rage and anger issues for his whole life. It's all right. It's not as if you can inject him just so he fights back against bullies. Then what about any other incident? Where someone bumps into him out in the street,
He just fucking rips her head off.
Or I don't get it.
Yeah, but we've got...
I can see why he done it, but logically it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and his name of the dad is called Byeong-chan. He's basically talking to the detective. He tells Jae-ik that his laptop is at the school science lab. It contains all the data relating to his research, because obviously this police officer wants an attempt to put an end to this, but realistically I don't really know what he could do. But as this is going on, we're basically covering this by story arc this episode. An infected horde swarms the police station, but it's like, even at this stage, they don't really know about the bites. I don't know, it's kind of, not inconsistent, but it's like, for fuck's sake, we know how they must be turned at this stage. But the bullies, or the bullies' victim's dad, Byeong-chan, he gets bit, and it's like, it's almost like he let it happen, but then he sacrifices himself, essentially, but it's like...
To allow the detective to escape.
And it's like, you're supposed to think, oh, what a guy, he's redeemed. Not really, I wouldn't say he redeemed himself,
No,
he was already bit, and then he got bit a bit more, No, it wasn't.
Saving one guy doesn't really make up for fucking killing half the whole of fucking South Korea, does it?
Nope. But yeah, basically, the detective and his junior, Joan Ho Kyul, escape, and they end up making it to, well, they just get out of the building, and we see them doing a bit of parkour, and they manage to get into a building, which we don't see until the next episode, so we'll find out. But it's the banter here between him and his junior, I thought
it's good, and for now these two are safe.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really mean much, because anyone can die in this show.
Exactly. That's the bottom line. Meanwhile, though, Soju, the fireman, him and his other rookie, the rookie who's with him, we thought he got bit, the rookie. Turns out he didn't, but they managed to evacuate the government survivors, and they board a helicopter, but they were using basically a fire hose to, hoard them off here, which...
Pretty smart.
Yeah, but then it was a wee bit retarded. The one minute they were using the hose, he gets to the top of the stairs and there's none behind him, even though in the previous scene there was 20,000 behind him. But yeah, they board a helicopter. They managed to escape this wee bit. And yeah, but back to the school, which the whole show is basically based on. And we've got Seon Hook and Cheon Sang. Basically, the whole master plan here is to retrieve a functioning mobile phone from another classroom. But as they're in the middle of doing this, they are both separated by zombies. Seon Hook then returns to the broadcast. And remember, the rest of our gang is not really an awful lot happening with them this episode.
No, I felt this was kind of like, in regards to that story arc, this was like filler.
Yeah, like the kids. But I guess at the same time, like they've got to hide. They can't be all action. But we did get plenty of action.
We did have the bullied girl make an attempt to reach the phone before 9 a.m. where it was going to like upload the nudes or whatever that the bully had scheduled to upload, but she got bitten trying to get to the phone, and then something weird happened. She kept getting bit and bit, but she didn't die. It looked like she was about to turn, but then she only half turned, and then she got into the room with all the phones, and we seen her with the two main characters. We're inside the room. We seen Lee Chung Sang and Lee Soo-hyuk. So yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, she's like half infected, half turned here, but she's not fully turned, and she's still like, she looks like she's turned, but she's like still got her brain capacity to operate and stuff like that, and she's smashing the phones, even though smashing a phone wouldn't stop something from uploading. So maybe she has half turned. I don't know.
Exactly, like
but it's weird
when we schedule a vid, like, and we want to unschedule it, we don't fucking fuck our laptop,
out the window. You know what I mean? It wouldn't work that way.
We don't do that.
By the way, if this is a shocking review, guys, I apologise.
It is for maybe him. For me, it's no bad. But we've got Cheon Sang. He arrives in the principal's room where we run into the principal and the bully. But before that, the principal wants Gyeon Nam, the bully, to go get his car. But like, I kind of seen the bully's point of view here. He's like, why the fuck should I risk it? Go get your own car.
Maybe all the other wee nice students that kiss up to the teachers and believe in respecting us would have went and done it. But the bully's not going to risk his life here.
But then here we've got like a triple threat standoff. But then the principal's like, help me, and then Gyeon Nam kills him. Like, I wouldn't say it was completely justified, but it wasn't like a complete like brutal kill. Well, it was a brutal kill, but it wasn't like completely unjustified.
Well, I think it was unjustified.
Was it?
Aye. He killed him for fuck's sake.
True. Alright. Desperate times call for desperate measures. But basically, these two start slapping with each other. We get the whole fucking chase scene between these two. He's fleeing. And then we get the throwing knife. Dun 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 dun. As we remember, Modern Warfare 2, man. He threw the knife in the General Shepherd's eye.
And it hits the back of
Cheon Sang, but we
covered in blood. If it stabbed him, he's dead. If the butt of the knife hit him, then he's just got a sore back. That's when the episode ended, but we never covered the start when Chun Sang's mother arrived at the school looking for her son, where she did come across the infected Chung Soo. She didn't know that at the time though. She tries to communicate with him since he is best friends with her son, but to no avail. He tackles her to the ground. She manages to escape. You're thinking, yeah, she ain't gonna die here. Then like 2 seconds later, there's about 20 million zombies on top of her, and she gets eaten alive. So yeah, Chang Sang's mother is gone.
Couldn't quite believe this, but I guess the show has got a theme of people can't. No one is invincible.
I never seen this coming.
That's it.
I've never seen it coming.
And also, we never saw the aftermath of the English teacher and the bitch that jobbed out our wee man in episode 3.
I want to.
Surely we will. They're probably hiding some jobber place, but that's it, guys. That's the end of the review. I like this episode. I don't think it was as good as 3. I believe we gave 3 a 9. Yeah, I'll give this an 8. I felt like it was good, but I feel like it kind of took the pace right out of the school, like our classroom kids. But at the same time, I've got no problem with that. But I feel like, yeah, tied up some loose ends. It was good seeing the guy explain his reasoning, even if it was a wee bit superhero-y, anime.
I'll go 7.5. I felt like it was a backward step from episode 2 and 3, but it could just be because 2 and 3 were really good. You know, it wasn't bad, but it definitely felt more filler. Not the fact that it didn't really focus as much on the main group. It's when we did get the main group, they weren't really doing much. Apart from Lee Suk and Chang Sang, the rest of them basically just sat in a room making a toilet. And that was pretty much
That
it.
was it. And if that doesn't sum up shit, I don't know what does, guys. But anyway, until then, until episode 5. Peace.